The reveal that Lysander is now cursed with AZ's immortality is Pokémon's most disturbing example of poetic justice, as it transforms his ideology into his eternal prison, forcing him to watch the exact opposite of everything he believed in for the next 3,000 years. For a brief refresher, Lysander's motivation in X and Y was the typical Malthusian crisis that humanity would fight over finite resources, though his specific motivation wasn't as altruistic as the survival of the species. No, his main concern was that all beautiful things would be destroyed by this, leading to the exuberant aura that was reflected in Team Flare, so he would erase everything except Team Flare to ensure that only beauty remained in the world. Now, this is where the analysis of his character gets a little tricky because of the separate versions of X and Y. In Y, he seeks to kill everyone except Team Flare, and in X, he seeks to make himself immortal to be able to reach that world. However, the phrasing of this line implies it's some kind of threat, so why is he going to do it to himself and the player? And it's at this point I realize I'm trying to dissect the philosophy of Thanos Miss Piggy, but for simplicity and more importantly my thesis' sake, let's just say that Pokémon Y is canon. The narrative genius of his character in Legend ZA is what he's forced to witness during his immortal punishment. Now, 5 years is hardly an eternity, but the course of society has progressed heavily towards community and coexistence. Humans and Pokémon now occupy cities together through the Wild Zones. The evil team in this game is all about protecting the people that the higher-ups forget, and while the city is faced with a crisis, every trainer of every ideology bands together to combat it, which is devastating for Lysander as it proves his initial premise was wrong. To add further insult to injury, his successors, Team Flare Nuveo, are dedicated to fulfilling the original mission of Team Flare before he corrupted them. Grisham and Grizel seek to make the city a better place for its citizens through their cafe, and to prove that Lysander's delusions don't define Team Flare's image, so he's forced to watch even his own organization prove just how wrong his psychotic ideology was. But there's also thematic depth to his new companion Zygarde, who represents the embodiment of ecological balance. Lysander, who represented the ultimate excess, is now bound to the one Pokémon whose entire purpose is correcting imbalance, showing that the true way to achieve equilibrium isn't through genocide, but harmony. As he travels the region collecting Zygarde cells, it forces him to witness the communal way of life regular people lead, something he would have been blind to as the social elite he once was. This becomes his education on the error of his ways. He sees the cooperative spirit he once deemed impossible to achieve.